The Battales. Episode 3, The Lost Trail. The sun had long since set behind the mountains, casting a deep orange glow over the rugged landscape. As the last light of day faded away, the hiker realized with a sinking feeling that he was lost. He had been following a faint trail through the dense forest, but somehow he had strayed off course. Now, as the darkness closed in around him, he was alone in the wilderness with no idea which way to go. He fumbled in his pack for his flashlight, but as he clicked it on, the weak beam did little to cut through the thick canopy of trees. The hiker's heart raced as he tried to get his bearings, but it was no use. The forest was a maze of twisted branches and gnarled roots, and he was completely disoriented. As the night wore on, the hiker stumbled through the underbrush, his mind racing with fear. He couldn't shake the feeling that something was watching him from the shadows, something dark and malevolent. Every rustle of leaves made him jump, and every snap of a twig sent shivers down his spine. At last, after what felt like hours of wandering, the hiker came upon a clearing. In the center stood an ancient oak tree, its gnarled branches reaching up into the darkness. The hiker hesitated for a moment, then made his way over to the tree. Perhaps if he could climb to the top, he could get a better view of his surroundings and figure out which way to go. But as he reached out to grab hold of a branch, he heard a voice. It was soft and low, and seemed to be coming from inside the tree itself. "Go back," it whispered. "Go back while you still can." The hiker froze, his hand inches from the bark. He couldn't believe what he was hearing. Was it just his imagination, or was the tree actually talking to him? He took a step back, his heart pounding in his chest. Then he turned and ran, crashing through the underbrush as fast as he could go. He had to get out of there, had to get away from the cursed tree and whatever evil presence dwelled within it. But as he ran, he heard the voice again, growing louder and more insistent. "You can't run forever," it whispered. "You can't hide from me. I am the darkness that surrounds you, the terror that consumes you. You are mine, now and forever." The hiker screamed and ran faster, his legs pumping beneath him. He had to escape, had to find his way out of the forest and back to civilization. But no matter how fast he ran, the voice seemed to follow him, always just out of sight. And then, just as he thought he couldn't go on any longer, he saw a faint glimmer of light in the distance. He stumbled towards it, tears streaming down his face, and as he burst out of the trees into the open, he collapsed to his knees, sobbing with relief. He was safe, at least for now. But as he looked back at the dark, foreboding forest, he knew that he would never be able to shake the memory of the terrifying night. The voice of the tree would haunt him for the rest of his days, a constant reminder of the horrors that lurk in the darkness. The Bat